The most glamorous What's in My Bag you've ever watched. I have friends in South. They're all, let's break it down. Come in. And I'm not that like touchy-feely.
No,
Get back to London. Which is so bad. So bad. Now I'm my own boss. It's like, no, it's not that easy. You're like indoctrinated into like
Precisely.
not having a voice.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm the founder of AJOSEPO, and I'm going to do a What's in My Bag. Okay, so What's in My Bag is a very interesting segment for me to do because of two things. One, everyone takes the mick out of me for only rolling around with my gigantic Rains bag. And two, if I don't have that, I've got a bum bag, which often has my kids' nappy bags and things in. So I'm just going to make this the least glamorous What's in My Bag you've ever watched. First things first is something fluffy and warm because I am insanely cold. I mean, if I don't have an extra layer, I literally am chattering through the day. Everyone thinks I'm not okay. Second thing is my trusty headphones. Anyone that knows me knows I went through 7 pairs of headphones to find these. And what I will say is they're not great for voice notes. So I've actually had to buy those little crusty Apple ones and look like a little Gen Z walking around town. What else have I got? Very well used skin food because I have dry skin and it's winter in the UK. I also have, drum roll for anyone that knows me, tissues because I consistently seem to have a cold. And what else have I got in here? Other things of note for you to really see what kind of energy I am. A passport at all times. Why? Because I like to book holidays. Never know when you need it. Phone, obviously, that would be crazy. I will pull my laptop out, but I don't want people to come up to me in the street and think that they can get something. So that is literally my crown jewels. Paracetamol, because everyone's run down and ill at the moment. And yes, I get the own brand one. I do not waste more money on branding for things like that. And Pilates socks, in case I have 5 minutes to go to Pilates. And that, my friends, is What's in My Bag. As I told you, the most glamorous What's in My Bag you've ever watched.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Spotlight series. I'm Tofi Caroline Adedoyin, the founder of AJOSEPO. And today we're joined by a really special guest. I'm just going to hand over to her to introduce herself. So, hi, Rachel.
Hello. Hi, I'm Rachel Allison. I'm the founder of AJOSEPO, which is an earned first creative storytelling agency.
Nice. And what was the first thing you did this morning to prep for this interview?
I just, I thought about how much I needed to exercise for about 10 minutes, scrolled on my phone, and then I did do some exercise.
Really? You did?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I was like, let me just get this energy out. I did some weights at home.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
And how would you describe yourself today, one word?
Focused.
Okay. And I'm curious, how would you sort of like describe your style and like what does your style say before you actually speak?
Okay, I feel like since I've become a mum, my style has taken a bit more of an evolution.
Okay.
So in a word, I wouldn't know, but I would say I can be like quite like roadman one day,
I love
next day minimal, chic,
Yeah.
Scandi vibes.
Yeah.
So anything in the middle of that is probably my style.
Yeah.
I also love like 90s looks and fashion, so that's my vibe.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
You look really chic, by the way.
Thank you.
London in 3 words.
Diverse, gentrified, expensive.
Yes. And if London were a smell, what would it be?
The smell of London. I can't think of a smell, but in my head I've got steam, like mist. Don't know what that means. I'm not good with scents, I can tell you that. I'd be like, Lilabo.
I love that.
Not good.
Where are you local to and why does it feel like home?
Where am I local to now? I'm local to Hackney. And why does it feel like home? I just feel like I used to live in North London. I grew up in Hertfordshire and West London.
Yeah.
And West London makes it sound way more bougie than it was, but yeah, whatever, I'll take it. And I feel like this is like my space with my family, whereas every other place is like my other versions of myself. So I feel like it's just like there's quite a lot of green spaces around here. Like I think it's one of the most welcoming communities from every walk of life. And I just feel like that is refreshing in London. So I wouldn't choose anywhere else to live in London at all. Even if I had to, I'd be like, no.
No. And what's your favorite thing about living in London, actually?
Do you know what? I absolutely love living in London. I would never live out of choice at this point in my life, obviously, in any other place in the UK.
Agreed.
What do I love about it? I love that it feels like there's an energy, especially in East London. Some people could call that energy gentrification, which I understand. But it does feel like there are things happening, places popping up. Like our offices are in Hackney Wick. And even just along there's a thing called the East Bank, which has got like Sadler's Wells, V&A, BBC. It's incredible that is like what the Olympic space has built. And I just think, and there's amazing community groups that are like maintaining and like probably championing, like making sure those voices continue to get heard. I just think that in and of itself is like very exciting. I love East London. And someone I spoke to who has a charity in East London said, everything that happens in East London happens here first and goes to the rest of the UK 5 years later.
Agreed.
And I'm just like, that's incredible. But it feels like that living here. Like even just the talent, the access, it is incredible. Like I can't believe, like my daughter's so lucky in my opinion that we have like an Olympic site however far away from us. We have like an Olympic swimming pool which you can go to and like splash around. It's like talk about your horizons being broadened instantly. Like they have a bloody ice rink around. It's just like what? In East London, that's incredible. So I just think that is like limitless opportunities. It feels like, especially if you're young.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. And what's the one thing you could happily do without in London?
What could I happily do? The weather.
Oh, yeah.
So dead. I
don't know what's happening. I could swear like about 20 years ago, it wasn't this cold and grey.
No,
like,
I don't.
know.
I think you've reread
really? Because I lived in Wales for about, 7-8 years or whatever. And oh my God, it was so cold there.
I believe, actually, that's probably why you think that. You're like, it wasn't that cold from Wales. It's always for cold.
If this chapter of your life had a title in London, what would it be?
Surviving, not quite thriving. Growing, not quite showing.
This is an independent movie.
It is. It's giving that. The second half of that was going a bit.
No, I love that. And I know the response to this next question, but I'll still sort of shoot it anyways. North, south, east, west, or central was your heart, and why?
East.
Yeah.
But I would say a close second to that is north.
Okay.
And I do not hate on south. I think south, if my friend group had moved south, I'd probably feel this passionately about South London. When I go there, I'm just like, there's lots there as well.
Yes.
But I don't really like I have friends in South, they're all gonna be like, right, okay, you just don't come and see us. My friendship group all kind of transported from Hertfordshire to North London. So we've always been this side of and the same with my partner, weirdly. So unfortunately for South London, you didn't get my lucky little face in there, did you?
Your go-to coffee spot?
I have like one near my office that I go to called the Roasting Shed or Bad Coffee. And then I have one.
It's called Bad Coffee?
Yeah. It's tongue in cheek.
I love that.
Yeah. They've got great branding, which is obviously what I just get sucked into straight away. And then there's so many coffee joints near me. It's like ridiculous. And I'm not that into coffee, but my partner is, and he tracks down where the best coffee is.
Nice.
I just follow him.
Yeah. And the worst coffee you've had in London?
I think sometimes in like corporate buildings, you know, when they have those grim machines, they're like, do you want a coffee? And I'm like, what is this? 80s? Yeah, that for me, like, don't be giving me that.
Yeah,
I have become a coffee back of him.
It scares me, it really does. And it doesn't look
Nescafe.
like it doesn't even look like the machine is
I
being
know.
washed as well. It's just grimy.
Do you know, we went to someone's birthday in like Surrey. Not for me as an area, but we stayed in this hotel and the coffee machine literally looked like it hadn't been cleaned in like 40 years. And we were both just like, get back to London, which is so bad, so bad. I mean, essentially, like, we're actually such a caricature of like London. Like my friends moved to Lisbon and we went over there and we were just like, "Where's good coffee?" She was like, "Guys, you need to." Get
no, but it's everywhere in Lisbon.
Yeah. But there's great coffee out there. But she lives in like a surfing place.
Yeah.
But again, there's great coffee. And she was just like, "Here's your East London coffee house that you want." But it was true. We went there straight away. I was like, "Thank you."
Nice. Oh, I just realized I skipped a question. A part of London you avoid and why?
I actually don't avoid anywhere, but I don't tend to go far on to the other end of the lines from East London.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I always said that I wouldn't be with my partner if he lived the opposite side of London. That's
really.
How lazy I am.
I don't think it's a you thing though. I think it's just general.
It isn't, because there's people in my office and they're like, "I'm going to South." I'm like,
good luck.
Literally, I'm like, that wouldn't be me. So yeah, there you go. That's how lazy I am.
Best bakery in the city?
I don't know. Again, like East London, you're so spoilt with all of these things. So there's so many good ones. There's a new black-owned one in Clapton that's open, and I think it's called Suba or Suka, Suba, which is really good.
Okay, nice.
And I just got to shout them out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely check that out. Most overrated bakery?
Oh my God, there's one in Victoria Park that I'm just like, Pophams. It's like a queue coming out the door. It's like £10 for like basic croissant. Like, who's actually is it an Instagram or TikTok thing? Like, I'm so bad.
It's an Instagram thing.
Give me strength. I literally was like, I was eating it expecting to taste gold for the money that I parted with, and it was so underwhelming.
You know, I love it because another person is giving the same response.
Really?
Yeah, and she was just like Poppos.
So over, and it's the thing is, you almost are like tricked into thinking, no, it must just be me, this and this one person.
Yeah.
No, it's actually generally just bad. Wild.
No. Mine is Toad Bakery in where is it? In Peckham.
Oh, I've never been.
Huge queue,
Really?
massive. 30 minutes in the cold, freezing cold, and it's just like,
you can't go to anywhere that has a queue though.
Yeah, I think
like,
that's a signifier now.
Sensation, not
precisely.
Good taste.
Favorite restaurant and why does it stand out?
I love good restaurants. I would say my current favorite is Dalla, which is like quite near to me, but just like, I think it's when they opened, I don't know whether he owned it or whatever, but I went in there quite soon after having Quinn and they were just so accommodating, so lovely. It's such a small space. So
what sort of food?
Italian, freshly made, like right on the board type vibe.
Love.
It was for me like, and he like gave me his number and was like, come back, and if you want to come again. I was just like, this is what I love about restaurants. Like, I just love that energy where it feels like home away from home. Not that I live there.
Yeah.
But then it has recently, Charlie XCX got married and had her.
Oh yeah.
So now everyone's like, isn't that the restaurant? I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's it now.
So now I can't go. So looking for a new one.
Yeah. And a restaurant you wouldn't recommend?
I don't like chain restaurants. So that would wipe out quite a few, I would say. Yeah, do you know what? I think you're spoilt for choice in London about what your understanding of good food is. And I think that actually is a massive factor for where I don't know where I'd live outside of here, because you have to go to like another metropolitan city or you have to be willing to be like, it's okay, I don't care about it.
Agree.
And I don't know if that's where I'm at yet.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And honestly, like, I know that it affects me so much that even if an independent restaurant opened like a sister, or they say opening I'm just like, I can't go anymore.
I do
like
feel
you've diluted.
I feel you.
You've diluted the brand.
100%.
Okay, go to bar for good vibes and great food.
I don't know.
Great drinks, actually.
Great drinks. I don't know. I'm not in my drink era, you know. Back in the day, like I quite liked Satan's Whiskers, I think it was called, in East. And like, I don't know, I think the drink standards are going up. I don't tend to drink cocktails unless I'm like out, which I haven't really been out that hard. I'm now like a wine lover. Well, now I've always been a wine lover. But so then that means I'm quite limited to like wine bars.
Yeah.
And then I have lots that I love, I would say. Do you know what one is? Like an East London, I didn't realise it even had a wine bar, but Renegade.
What is that?
There's one in Walthamstow, and they've got another one in like Bowie type way. Yeah. And they make it all.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and their bottles, I haven't seen them around recently. Their bottles have like faces of their customers and like dogs and stuff.
Sweet.
It's so cute. Really lovely wine. Yeah.
Oh, that's
like
adorable.
That vibe. I'm into that.
Yeah.
I'm like a cold red. Twat.
Oh my God.
Yeah. My team loves to rinse me like, oh, it's a cold red. Shut up.
Why not, you know?
I got to enjoy life. What's the point of getting older?
Precisely.
God, let me live.
Okay, hot take. Service charge and tipping culture in London at the moment. Do you love it or do you hate it?
I don't like that entire notion. Just pay the staff properly if you're a big institute. Otherwise, I am happy to tip. I don't need you to tell me what I need to tip.
Agreed.
Saying that, it takes the confusion out if you just have the service, because I have friends that would be tight. So
yeah, that's true.
Whacking it in would work.
That's true. But I think it's sort of like a double whammy now, because what they do is that they have the service charge and then tip. So we're actually paying more double than they do out in the States.
I suppose that is cheeky.
Because there's no... Is there service charge?
No.
Usually? No, there isn't. Exactly. It's just straight tipping. So that means we're technically paying more.
But then you get surprised by that tax at the end. I'm like, why haven't we baked that in yet? Why is American suddenly mathematician? The tax on that thing. Why are we still doing that? Because I'm like, that's actually really like you're paying $20 and then you're like, oh, that's kind of like for like in London. Yeah. Still stupid.
Yeah.
And then they hit you with the tax. You're like, what? And then you got to chuck some tips and you're like, okay. This drink better be real good. So I don't know. I think I feel less affronted by that in independent restaurants than I would, because I understand. Well, I don't understand. I've never had a business in that space, but I can imagine that the like run cost and all the other things and people cancelling and all this other like factors you just don't even know mean that they have to like make up for it in other ways. However, it does just mean that you're like shrinking the amount of people that can go and taste your food because it's so expensive. Like I went for a roast and it was like £100. I was just like, £100 for a crusty roast. No shade. It was like a good roast, but like, so then you just end up, shrinking everyone's taste, which isn't good.
I completely agree. And the expectations that people have increases as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I do know a friend, if the food is really terrible, she's like, take off the service charge.
Yeah.
And they get into like heated debates and it's just like awkward.
I'm literally like,
I know.
I've got friends like
Okay, what is a neighborhood spot you would recommend to a friend?
Depending on what they're looking for.
It could be anything. Just a random one would do.
Yeah, fine. I'll just chuck Dalla back in there.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Favorite park to escape the noise?
Park to escape the noise.
Yep.
I feel like Victoria Park is actually doing my head in. I can't stand all the run club.
Oh yeah.
Begs every Saturday and Sunday with their caps. We love running. So that's actually everything I hate about running. Meeting up and stretching and then matching lycra. It's just too much for me.
Oh my God.
I actually can't. So I recommend Victoria Park at any other point prior to this run club explosion. But otherwise, I love Hackney Marshes because I just think it's underrated and it's just like free green space that doesn't feel like a scenester
Yeah.
spot. And I
Yeah.
think that's like kind of amazing to have that. But I wouldn't recommend it because I don't want everyone else to
everybody
stay
to go. Stay
away.
away. What is a gallery or museum you would always return to?
The Tate, without a shadow of a doubt, is my favorite. And not the one in South. Yeah,
Tate not the one in South Bank. Tate Modern.
Tate Modern. The Tate.
Yeah.
Tate Modern is the one I love.
Is the one, yeah,
just
exactly.
Yeah. This isn't the one I always think.
Yeah.
Tate Modern.
Best bookstore in London.
I'm a sucker for any bookstore, actually. I am not a snob on bookstores. Just get me in there and I just always come out with stuff. And I think it's like my toxic trait is just buying books that I won't have any time to read. Yeah. My partner reckons, because we had this long talk, so we're on holidays, like, why are you looking at a book so you can't speak French?
Oh my God.
So there might be an English book in there, okay, that you just didn't know.
That's what I do as well. And I'm like, I'm going to translate it. It never happens. Like, honestly.
It's just a concept of my
head.
So his theory, which I think is a really clever one, is for me, buying a book equates to having free time.
Yes.
And so I'm like buying my illusion of free time.
I love that.
Because it's like, you don't actually have any time to read it. I'm like, that's okay.
I love that. I love that.
That's the smartest thing he said. Shout out to you for that one.
A cultural moment that recently moved you. It could be an exhibition, a play, concert.
Do you know what? It wasn't it was a recent, I can't remember what it's called now, which is going to annoy me. But I went to Brixton Theatre and I saw a play about the Black Panthers in the UK.
Oh, nice.
And their story. I think it was called like Hot Desk or something. I don't know. But it was honestly incredible. I love when I saw another play about like the suffragettes and I thought that was incredible. I saw that play like for Black boys who feel suicidal or something. I really should have these in my head. I don't know. But I really, really enjoy going to the theatre and just seeing like people at their best. And I just love the realness of it. You know, when everyone's talking about this digital slop and AI and stuff. And I'm just like, that for me is just like what like living in London should be about. Like live performance is just the most incredible thing. So
I completely agree.
I'd say that. The flip of that is I did book a random theatre play without reading enough reviews and dragged my friend along. It was the other side of London.
Oh gosh.
And we were both like, I do this. And it was so shit. And so I was like, we can walk out halfway.
Oh no.
So there you go. It comes with its highs and its lows. Yeah, they got my money and they put the production on.
Okay. Tube, bus, bike, or taxi? What's your preferred way of getting around the city?
Personally, I love getting in a taxi, but my friend loves to take the mick out of me on my bike, always voice noting on my bike, like, I actually love walking. Okay. I feel like walking, when you have the time to do it, it's just a nice way to arrive at places. You don't get sweaty, you're in your own pace, you can listen, you can talk to people, can like ring my mum, you know, it's very like what I love doing. I love a good walk, but I'm either a cyclist or a taxi person.
So never tubes?
I try not to.
Very rare.
Yeah.
But if you did get on the tube, what's your favorite line?
Right now, the Lizzie line.
Oh, yes.
Because the others are
clean.
so ghetto. The central line, I'm literally like,
oh my God.
That is the Victoria line, my ears.
Oh my God.
Has that just increased? Because I used to get that every day.
I know. Like, it's so bad. But I think the central is just the worst.
So sweaty.
It looks like a morgue in there.
Actually, Bakerloo is also that guy.
Really?
Yes, they've got those weird seats where you can't.
I know, you can't.
Your feet. I don't know what tall people would do because your knees are touching. So uncomfortable. I'm just like, why? Why?
I know. I
think they're all terrible. The Lizzie line's spoiled me now.
Definitely the best. And how does London influence your personal style, if it does?
I think I dress very London. There's like we were talking about in the office, like when you wear like a zone 2 outfit in zone 9, that's me when I go home. I just look ridiculous. Like my family go, why have you got puffy sleeves? Like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I need to just put a t-shirt on. So I feel like London is very much my vibe and my style. And I feel like you adapt to the surroundings, right? I feel like East London is quite like a certain look as well. Yes. So I think I've definitely got a bit more a bit more glam, I'd say. Since I've moved to East, whereas I feel like North is a lot more like cutesy vibe.
It is, definitely. Yeah. I always say like every part of London has their own distinct style DNA.
They do.
And there's hardly ever any sort of like crossover.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
It is. It is. That's so true.
Yeah. Which London-based creative or artist is inspiring you right now?
Ugh. That's all right. London-based creative that's inspiring me right now. I should know this because it's like very much my world, but I don't know. I can't think of anyone. I actually think that there is a lot of stuff going on right now that my brain is into like too many different spaces.
Got it.
So I can't pinpoint one particular group or artist. Saying that, I did just reshare LaQuenna, who's an artist.
Okay.
I used to work with her husband, Slider Cuts, and she's just done a collab with Dior.
Oh, nice.
And it's so cute, and I absolutely love that. So actually, I just reshared that. So that's probably the one that's on my mind.
Okay, cool.
I just like she does really cool partnerships, and that she always makes it her own.
Okay.
Which I just think must be quite hard as an artist.
Yes.
To just get right all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's doing great work.
Yeah, love that. And describe your perfect Sunday in London.
My perfect doing something like this.
I was just thinking that.
My perfect Sunday is just like a very wholesome one. Like I had a perfect Sunday the other day, which I didn't realize I was having.
Okay.
But I went for a run.
Okay.
I met my daughter and partner at football. Went to football with her, which is only half an hour. Went with like some of our friends to have a coffee, came home, chilled, did like planning for the week.
Yeah.
And then I went back out to see my friend, and we went for a roast with
nice.
my little girl, and just like walked back and went to like the playground and just meandered.
Yeah.
I like not having like proper plans.
Yeah.
But I always have plans. I like the illusion of being like, we're just popping
free
here,
spirit.
popping there. I'm literally like, I guess I'll see you at 3 p.m. And so I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Oh, I love that. Okay, that is the end of that round. Fantastic. Now we're moving to Vogue-inspired questions. There are 31 in total, so I'm just going to kickstart. Coffee or tea, and how do you take it?
Coffee, black.
Nice.
No milk, no sugar.
Oh. And what's living on your nightstand now?
Books. Lots of books and a picture of the fam.
Okay. Heels or flats?
Flats. You cannot catch me in it.
Can anybody actually say like heels in London? I don't know. Yeah.
Surely not.
5 wardrobe staples you would never sort of give away.
5 wardrobe staples I'd never give away.
Yep.
I have 2 COS pair of trousers, which just are like, they work with everything. They make me look like I've really made an effort. I never have. They're fabulous. I love, for me, I'm a dress gal in summer. So I love a little maximalist dress that I can just rock out and look like I've made an effort. So I've got 3 of them. And that's probably my 5 key items.
Oh, I love that. And a fashion or beauty product you swear by?
Wow, this just shows how bad I am with fashion and beauty. So I would say my number 1 product is the Veleda skim food.
What is that?
It's just like the green, I don't even know if I've pronounced it right. My friend put me on it. But it's basically just a cream, a face cream, but it's really thick. They've got a thick and a light one. And I just swear by that. I just wash my face every day, do my little cleanser, put that cream on. I don't really wear makeup. Because that's me.
Lovely. And your signature smell?
So it's really bait now. So I need a new one. So if anyone's got any recommendations, it is the Labo Santal, which everybody has.
Me too.
The but literally, even my friends have got Jeeps now, and I'm just like, this is like not that cute. I thought,
really,
yeah.
Oh.
And everyone was like, oh my God, I like your smile. My friend was like, I've got the Jeep.
Oh,
and I was like, right. Don't know why I invested in that one. So I was looking for new smells. So I am actually very intrigued to find a new one, but I'm not good with scents.
Me too.
Yeah. So I just stick to my staple.
Yeah, me too. I tend to just stick to whatever it is that I buy.
Yeah.
Like, who has time to research it? Like,
not me.
Yeah. Who's your ultimate style icon?
Okay, I've got two. I'm obsessed with Solange Knowles.
Oh my God.
If I could find her stylist and her hairdresser and her makeup and her everything, I would. I'd just literally copy her if I could. She's my numero uno.
Yep.
Queen.
Yep.
Aesthetic.
Yep.
Just 10 out of 10. I'd say like secondary, but I think not as much anymore, but Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love both their looks.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that.
I wish.
No, I definitely see Zoe.
Okay, I'll take that.
A trend you secretly love but don't post about. Do you actually have socials? Personal socials?
Yeah, but like I try and come off them.
Okay.
It's too much time. A trend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rubbish with trends, actually. Let me think. Do you know what trend I love, but I don't really engage with, is book talk.
Oh, I love that.
I just think it's very wholesome.
Yeah.
And I'm like here for wholesome trends.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Go to guilty pleasure.
My go-to, everybody who knows me knows this one. It's Real Housewives of so many countries. Like
Salt Lake.
I have put in, no, I've got
Atlanta.
London, Salt Lake,
Oh my
Beverly,
God.
New York, where else? New Jersey. Yeah, I'm on the cusp of going to BravoCon. I was actually trying to pitch it to my husband. I was like, please, babe, you don't understand. It's being an ultimate present. He was like, you are so sad. I am obsessed. I try and like convince everyone to get into it as well. I'm just like, it will change your life.
Honestly, it would. Like, I really wasn't into it. And then I got into it recently and I was like, this is like life.
Thank you. My friend was like, I'm going to save it up for mat leave. And she was like, I'm just going to try London because it's one series. But I don't think you start with London.
No,
it's not.
It's not.
I've been trying to tell her.
No.
Do you know what? Dubai was also really good as well. See, I've done it all.
What's your favorite way to switch off after a really long day?
Switch off.
Mm-hmm.
Just playing with my daughter. Like she's just like the cutest you imagine. She's just a little madam. But yeah, definitely that. And then once she's in bed, it is either reading or Real Housewives. There's literally no other thing I do. It's really basic.
An emoji you can't stop using.
I love the fire emoji. That's a good one. Yeah.
And what's currently on your screensaver?
Picture of my daughter.
Hey, cute.
I'm very basic here, babes.
Cute. I love it. And the next city you'd love to see Accent Store open in? Cheeky from me, I know.
Yeah. So we did New York this year. That's gonna be so that's gonna be.
How was the reception? Like,
so
how
we've done it very soft launch vibes. So next year's gonna be like ramping up all of that up.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, I'm just literally getting overwhelmed at so next country I think could be a curveball that people wouldn't expect.
Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
What's one small daily habit that keeps you grounded?
I think a daily habit that I have is like being silly. Like I don't make it a habit, so that's actually a cringe thing to say. But like, I think the team will attest to the fact that I just like come out of my like work mode and I'm just be like, and just be silly with them and like go over and just like tickle. I'm such a like touchy feely like silly sausage energy.
Yeah.
And I just think like you have to lighten up in life. Like I
agree.
I didn't survive corporate world because I just don't take things like. I don't not take things seriously. I obviously do, and I care about growth and all the other things. But like, I know that it's always fixed. You can always fix it. There's always a solution, and we're literally not doing life and death surgery.
I completely agree.
So yeah, I don't know if that's a daily habit.
Yeah.
No,
I
keep it light.
Yeah, definitely. Like, life is already stressful enough,
you know. There's actually serious things that go on in this world. It's not this.
Yes. And what does self-care look like for you in practice?
Yeah, do you know what? I like read every manual at a point, because I was just like, I do not know what I'm doing. I think routine is a massive one for my self-care, mental health vibe. I started, I'm one of those people now. I started running. And I started running post-child.
Oh, nice.
So it wasn't like a thing. I've never been a thing person, but I just started doing park run. And then I was actually kind of getting into it. Then I got a bit competitive in my own head, not ever entering a competition. And then I got quite addicted to like going for a run to start a day. Not that I did it every day, because obviously I can't.
Yeah.
Like once a week I was like trying to commit to doing a run. And like self-care for me really is just like sleeping.
Yes.
Which obviously I've only just started to reclaim, touch wood. Not going to have another bout. Sleeping well, eating well. And like I try not to eat. I'm one of those people, like lots of processed food. But I do love snacking on nonsense in the office. And then like just, like doing a nice exercise class. Like I'm quite simple, like as long as I go outside and I like get a walk in and like I try and keep it simple, because when you try and overcomplicate it, especially with a toddler, it's just like it's can't hard. You can't promise that tomorrow's going to be the same day. So
exactly,
it's like if I can go for a walk, that's like a thing I can definitely look in. So that's my vibe.
Precisely. And what are you currently reading, watching, and listening to right now? Well, watching, I know, Real Housewives.
Correct. Yeah.
Reading and listening to.
Reading and listening to. Listening to right now, I always listen to podcasts. I literally think it's like free information.
Yeah.
I'm so baffled that people don't listen to them. Like you just get like free mentorship essentially.
Agreed.
For free, like at the touch of a button. So I'm obsessed with podcasts.
Yeah.
I am.
Is there one that you especially like?
Do you know what? I'm going through a couple at the moment.
Okay.
The rest is entertainment I like, because I actually like the back end of things that are technically in my industry.
Okay.
It's like I just listened this morning while I was in the shower to the background of MTV and how it started. And I was like, that's super interesting. Yeah. And then in my head, I was just drawing all these parallels between that and TikTok, which I might do a LinkedIn post about it.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, like video format.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm like now kind of obsessed with that. They always just give very good insight. Like I like listening to experts on a field a field.
Yeah.
I don't like fluffy podcasts. I listen to that. Listen to Miss Me, but not as much anymore. And I listen to this new one which I found because I was prepping for a panel called Mixed Signals, which is by two guys that I think worked at the New York Times, and they basically are talking about how media is shifting and getting all these like very like experts of storytelling in some respects in to talk about it, and that's been quite insightful, especially from a US lens. I find it very interesting. But I can't think of what else I'm listening to. I'm a music girl after that. I don't need to make it all serious.
And what are you reading at the moment?
Reading, I have a really toxic trait of having about 3 books on the go.
Oh, I do that.
Okay, fine. So now I'm like trying to scrabble in my head what these books are. There's a current book which won a like Man Booker Prize.
Yeah.
But I haven't picked it up for the last 2 weeks. I've been really busy at work. So this is a sign. When I haven't read, I'm always like, you need to reach out. I have to go straight to bed. But I can't remember what it's about, but it's about this woman who's like writing a letter to her child, and it's all quite weird. Like she tried to leave her child at the side of a cliff in the opening paragraph, and I was like, I don't know why I keep reading these like mother-induced books, and it's like really intense. And I'm just like reading it, like can't believe these people. Deep. I know. I thought it was like Harson's people. Like she describes motherhood in a way that no one else would, and I was just like, is very like not the vibe.
Yeah.
I also read Difficult Women by Roxane Gay.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with that.
She's
I'm
incredible,
obsessed.
but that book is intense.
Yep,
Another
it is.
one.
Yep.
I never like love short stories, but like she gets into it in such a short way.
Yep.
And I also just finished Demon Copperhead, which is so good.
Okay.
It's basically a perspective of a guy that grew up in a trailer, and I'm not going to give it all away, but like it just, he like is really smart. He ended up homeless. His mum ended up dying. He became an orphan, and it's just like again a subset of society that you never think of. And actually, like there's some really, really poignant points made at the end about how actually like living off the land is always something that like they had done, and because the only way that you conform to society, the way that society makes money is if you start to grow your own stuff. And it's basically just saying how they made them an enemy of the state because of all these things. And I'm just like, this is so nuts. But it was really, really interesting all through his lens. I was crying through that book. It was so good.
I'll definitely check
check that out.
And what is a guilty pleasure that never fails to lift your mood up?
Real Housewives.
Oh, yeah.
Well, obviously. So I do like shopping as well, but I don't do it enough.
Okay. And because
I'm sad about it. I really could do with the shopping spree. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Black Friday is around.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a fan of Black Friday, you know.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Which creative or artist is inspiring you at the moment?
Creative or artist? I like any artist that dares to play outside their lane. So I really love what Dave is kind of doing for his own career. Like I love the space he's playing in. We started listening in the office to the Rosalina album.
Yes, the new one.
That's like classical. Yep. That's incredible.
Yep,
so
it
I'm
is.
going to give that more of a listen.
Yeah.
And I quite like Cleo Sol as an artist. Obviously, like her album absolutely bangs, but I just like how she shows up, which is quite limited, and like it's like an old R&B soul, you know.
Agreed.
And I feel like I'm really into that. And obviously, my queen Solange she just launched some whole thing where you can see like, I think it's like community authors that you don't normally see.
Yeah.
So she's doing incredible stuff.
Yeah, amazing. And when you meet someone new, what's the first thing you notice about them?
How warm they are. I hate people that can't hug. No, I don't hate, but like I find that as like quite a big jar. To start off, I'm just like, oh,
a stiff hug.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, let's break it down. Come in. And I'm not that like touchy feely, but like that for me is crazy.
And it's so weird how you can feel like someone's energy.
Yeah,
and you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened in your life that makes you be able to hug?
What's a word you catch yourself overusing?
I use the word beg quite a lot. I have done for like the last 20 years, I feel like.
In what context?
Like, it's such a beg. It's like when you have to like go and beg for something.
Oh, got it.
I use it in every term.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, in your job, like I'm in a services industry, so you beg, so you have to be like, absolutely. Even if you're half asleep.
Okay,
like,
got
that's
it.
begging.
Well, actually, I know your response. Voice notes or texting?
Voice notes, yeah.
And what's the last thing that made you laugh out loud?
I don't know. I find people quite funny in general. So yeah.
What's something that instantly makes your life better?
Family time.
Love that. And if you could eat one meal every day without getting bored, what would it be?
Anything pasta based, which is my toxic trait as well.
Oh my God.
Deeply, I love pasta.
Oh my God. Like seriously, definitely I'm like that as well. Miro doesn't get it. My partner, he doesn't get it. He's just like, what is your obsession?
I know.
And I'm just
partner.
like...
He's literally like, it's not that interesting. Oh, we're going to pasta again. I'm like, yes.
It's life.
It's literally delicious. You can put loads of cheese on it.
Precisely.
Crazy.
Favorite city to escape to and why?
To escape to?
Mm-hmm.
I I'm addicted to the like energy of New York. I don't think it's escapism. It's like gear in, buckle up. We're in for a ride. But I find like as a city of like, for me, a city that like allows you to think ambitiously straight away, like that for me has always been that place for me in my head. I don't know what it is about that city. It's intoxicating when you're just like, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. But if I was to escape, probably like a European city.
Yeah.
Just like chill and live another life, the polar opposite of just like, I'll sit on the piazza and have a lovely drink and like watch the kids play. Yeah, so it's massive dichotomy.
Yeah. And if you could live anywhere in the world for a year, what would it be?
That right now is my $1 million question. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I would love to live somewhere else at some point in my life.
Same here.
So I've always been like, every country I go on holiday to, I'm like, could I live here? And then like, there's always negatives, isn't there?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
I don't know what it would be, but yeah, that's $1 million question for me.
If you could instantly master a new language, what would it be?
Just because of the countries I like to go to, Spanish. Yes. But like, I would just love to be able to speak loads of different languages, full stop. I'd love that to be on my repertoire.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
so
honestly, like, honestly, when people can do that, I'm just like,
so
honestly.
Yeah.
What's your star sign? And do you buy actually astrology as a whole, as a concept?
Yes, I do buy it as a concept, much to my partner's pain. He's literally like, it is not logical that you believe this nonsense. And I'm like, shut up. People have to believe in something. Are you, you're the same?
He's just like, what?
I
feel like, no, there's like logic
there has to
it.
Be there has to be. No, I know.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I just think men are haters of this astrological system.
Yeah.
I actually think that could be studied deeper. I think there's a lot of charlatans in the industry, but like, I do think
that is so true.
So I get why there's like a lot of mistrust. But like, I feel like I went to Mexico and I saw like, we did this thing with like, we do the Mayan calendar.
Yes.
Which is actually phenomenal. And it was like, these are your, I don't know what it's called. I'm not that into astrology, but like whatever your crazy years where you're like adult.
Yeah.
And those years were like the most transformation, like that exact.
Really?
Yeah. And I always say this to him and he's always like, right, okay.
That's remarkable. But there is some truth, honestly, to astrology. Like, I'm an Aquarian.
I didn't even say what star sign I was. So, what's your birthday?
It's February 12th.
I'm the 28th of Jan.
Really?
Yeah. I don't meet a lot of Aquarians, you know? Or if I do, they're actually very often they're founders. That's funny.
Like, honestly, I always get like Aquarian like energy. Like I automatically know when someone is, or I can feel when somebody has like Aquarian energy.
Did you feel it then?
Yeah, I did. Because like this.
He is the Libra. Okay. What are you?
Taurus. Yeah.
Taurus are hard-headed.
Very. And he's extremely that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you get on well, Aquarians get on well with Taurus.
Yeah.
Because you're both a bit like.
Yeah. We get on well with anybody.
Yeah, that's true. We are quite balanced. Look at him being like.
He's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, good one.
Oh, I love that. And what's one lesson you've learned recently that stuck with you?
One lesson I've learned recently that stuck with me. This year, I would say, is like, don't let success come at the cost of like things that are important to you. I feel like I've always had that like as my moral compass, but I just need to always remember that. Like the reason I want to be successful is to make other things better for the people I care about. Yeah. That is my purpose.
I love that. And what are you currently coveting, so desiring? What do you have your eyes on?
What do I have my eyes on?
Mm-hmm. It could be about anything.
Okay, a couple of more pieces of jewelry.
I love that. I love that. And finish the sentence, the future belongs to
anyone that dares to try and have it.
And that is the end of that round.
Yay!
You're fantastic. So now that we sort of like introduced you and set the tone, I really sort of want to delve into your more professional like questions and journey. And cheekily, I thought of like the first question being, if you had 30 seconds to describe Accent Soul at a dinner party, how would you describe your company?
Yeah, this is a great question because I am really rubbish at selling myself in like a dinner party environment, and B, 30 seconds, I'm not that short and sweet. So 30 seconds, Accent Saw is basically a creative agency which focuses on storytelling. I love working with communities, culture, and kind of credibility and figuring that out for brands. So whatever shape that looks like,
Yeah.
is kind of what we are made to deliver against.
Yeah, definitely. I think I could see it when I was obviously having a look at your website. It's very, sure of itself in the sense that other sort of like agencies, whenever I look at the website, I'm just like, what do you do? Like, it's so confusing. Yeah. But you definitely have like a direction, and it's like there in your face, and you know exactly what it is that you can sort of deliver. So that's amazing.
That's literally lovely to hear, 'cause that website needs an update.
Really?
Yes. So that's good.
My God.
That's great.
Okay, cool. And what do you love most about what it is that you actually do?
I feel like I love everything, actually. I just weirdly did like a Substack quiz around like how much joy you get from your work. And actually there's so much that I feel enriches me. Like I love speaking to different people. Yeah. I love helping like founders in particular, but then like brands realize their purpose and like tell stories, and all of the opportunities that comes with just like genuinely makes me very excited. Yeah. I love doing things that haven't been done before, telling stories that haven't been shared before. Like I, at my core, just like love listening to people that can tell a good story. I'm just so engaged with that. Yeah. And so that is kind of like why I love my job.
Oh, nice. And obviously you founded Accent Soul back in 2020, which is actually very long, just 5 years. But obviously you've been in the industry for about 13 years before you launched Accent Soul. Was there a moment that you realized that, I have to create something sort of like different from what everybody else is doing?
Yeah. So I like technically launched it in 2021.
Okay.
Which came off the back of 2020. Okay. So I think it was all in that same space in that realm. I suppose, where do I start with that? So was there a time? There was always a time. I was always in meetings where I was the only Black woman in most of these meetings, and I always looked around the room when we were talking about certain communities and certain cultures, and I just felt there was never any representation at all at a senior level of the communities that people were claiming they understood and were able to target. And I'm not saying that you necessarily have to look like something in order to be able to understand certain communities, but I do think there was just like a very distinct, homogenized group of people making the same decisions and speaking on things I just knew they didn't understand from my own lived experiences.
Yeah, of course.
So it was definitely always been a slow burn. It's always been something I've always wanted. And I'm quite like an anarchist by nature. And I quite like F the system energy. And so I think deep down in my heart, I've always been like, I want to have something that I can do whatever I want with. Yeah. And so that it's probably, came into fruition in 2021 officially.
Yeah. So when you decided to sort of do your own thing and launch, did you sort of go like guns blazing, or did you sort of like start it and think, oh my God, oh shit, like, did you ever have that? Or was it just that like that overriding, I really need to do this, for the culture, and, everything else is just, sort of like at the back burner in that way?
Yeah, I feel like I was so frustrated and so wound up in that era. Like, I was just like, I'm not going to keep doing work that doesn't fulfill me.
Got it.
And I think it was the same era where everyone was either like doing massive pivots in their career or like realizing all these different things. And I think for me, there was quite a few fundamental things that happened throughout my career which made me feel like the way the industry set up didn't serve me the way I felt it could, because I do have different opinions.
Yeah, of course.
And going back to your question, what was your original question? I went off on a tangent.
So no. It makes sense in the sense that my question was, did you sort of like, were you entirely sort of decisive, or was it just like a mixed bag of emotions where it was just like, okay, I need to do this, but then, ooh, you know, I'm taking a risk on myself and a chance on myself, and, you know, I'm running my own business. What if it doesn't work out? All those sort of nagging questions I guess most entrepreneurs have. Or was it just this overriding, you know what, I really know what my purpose is and I'm going to go after it guns blazing?
Yeah. So I'd say a mixture of both of them.
Got it.
There were loads of like life things that happened all at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
my friends love to rinse me for like trying to do everything in the same year, which is like bought a house, tried to renovate it,
Yeah.
like quit my job,
Yeah.
like tried to get married, all like,
Oh my God.
yeah, it was
Wow.
very silly. It just happened in like a bit of a snowball situation. And I was just like, this is nuts. I don't know why I did this. So I could be having fun. No, I chose all of this crazy stuff. But I think for me, there were like things that I wanted to achieve, which for me was like having a house and like getting into the thick of things from that side of thing, which I had over my head as something I needed to stay in a full-time job for. So as soon as that, like the day the whole thing went through, I was like, okay, I can quit.
Okay.
And so that was my barometer. And then I was like, how much do I need to make each month in order for me to sustain my mortgage payments and my life? And then it kind of continued to pick up pace.
Okay.
So my purpose was always very clear, but I would say that like, I think through that journey, it was a lot of people recommending, which was amazing. Like at the start of any business, for people to actually go out of their way to say, why don't you work with her? It was amazing. So I had that at the beginning, which was really helpful. But I would say I had massive imposter syndrome when things started to get into a place where people would like, introduce yourself, and I'd be like, oh, I'm Rachel, and I wouldn't be able to even say I'm a founder of the agency. And like I used to go to events where people would be like, oh, I've heard about Accent Saw, and I'd be like, oh yeah, and they're like, do you work there? And I just like nod. I'm like a weirdo. I'd be like, yeah, I do actually. So it's like it was a bit of a journey, I think, like to go from being an employee to like an employer is quite a mental transition.
Definitely.
It's not as easy as everyone assumes from like a TikTok video where they're like, now I'm my own boss. It's like, no, it's not that easy. You're like indoctrinated into like not having a voice.
Exactly.
So for you to then suddenly own the conversation is quite wild.
Yeah. Definitely. I couldn't sort of agree more. Just to sort of pivot slightly, obviously at the moment, there's been such a change with what sort of content, people, users like want to experience. People want more authenticity. What do you think most agencies need to change to sort of meet that expectation?
I feel like they're all trying to change right now, to trying to suddenly like grow their profiles on whatever the platforms they want to, probably LinkedIn. Everyone's trying to keep up. But I would argue, how authentic is it by you trying at a later date and like pretending that this is your authentic way of communicating when it hasn't been? For me, like I grew my profile on LinkedIn very organically because I had no other access to the brands I wanted to speak to.
Of course.
I didn't like start my agency with this like network from my university and my network from this. It's like I'm not in the old boys club. So I had no other alternative. Whereas I think everyone up until now, most agency owners are very privileged. Like, so they had access to to their network, their wider network, which I just wasn't afforded. So now that it's authentic to be online and start to like share your opinion, I just think it's gonna come through the way it needs to come through. I would say.
Absolutely.
I think I think it's our advantage that we have always done things this way around.
Yeah.
And I think I'll forever like champion doing things differently. And like when anyone like starts to do the same thing anyway, I'm literally like, let's change. And everyone in the team's like, oh my God, again. Like we can do more, we can do better. Like we don't have to stay in the same parameters. I don't actually want to compete with other agencies. I don't think that is like success to me. It's like, how do I actually get people to like listen to something longer than like 3 seconds? That's my like genuine competition, because if everyone is saying we're only like looking at things for such a short amount of time, then that's my competition, because I want people to engage beyond a clickbait headline,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's my vibe. It's like agencies, do what you want to do.
Yeah. Okay, so the next question I do have is a little bit cheeky in the sense that it's putting you on the spot a little bit.
Okay.
I wondered if you could sort of like have, I don't know, superpowers for a day. What would you sort of, how would you rewrite how brands approach PR starting like today? And like, what's the fast sort of outdated rule or mindset you would get rid of?
That is a really good question, because I think there's so much of the system that is broken. I actually don't know where I'd even start. If I had a superpower, I would rewrite everything. I think everything that the way that everything has been running for so long has massively shifted. And I don't think that doing small tweaks, which you have to do when you're running a like gigantic FTSE 500 company, like I don't think that is going to make much difference. So in some ways, the superpower I would do right now is like, if I was a big brand, I'd just invest in anything independent and just let that be my vehicle for like trying new things. Because you can't change direction of what I say is like the Titanic. It's such a big thing. Even though you can see an iceberg, you're not going to be able to move into it. So I think it's about having one of those little boats where you can just
be very nimble.
Around. Exactly. And I think that is what the era is bringing through. So I'm excited about it. So I did not answer your question at all. My superpower would be like, I think my superpower would be like just investing more in independent to succeed.
I can definitely sort of see that. And I think like audiences or, everyday sort of people like you and I, we're now so aware of when something is being sort of shoved down our throats. And I think that with like bigger agencies, it's very hard for them to really do what they're supposed to do. I think people are more sort of looking after their own sort of personal, professional vested interests as opposed to actually doing stuff properly. Whereas in an independent, you have more of a creative sort of space to like breathe and actually come forward with like really, brilliant ideas in that way.
Yeah. But equally, you don't necessarily get the same time
That's true.
to like marinate on some of the thinking and the ideas, because then there's like this expectation to like move at the speed of culture, which I think is a two-pronged approach. It should always be that. Like you can't just consistently be going after what is culture.
That's true.
You need to have like a foundational layer where you're actually investing the time in an agency or yourselves as a business, like to really understand like what are the bigger like seismic shifts that are happening that you can help support or like tell stories around. It can't just be like do this tomorrow, do that next day. I think that is like not sustainable either.
No, I definitely agree. So to sort of pivot a little bit, every generation obviously sort of, I think, overlooks certain voices. Whose voices do you think the industry will look back on and realize they weren't listening to enough at the moment?
I don't think the industry is at all reflective of what's going on enough. I actually think even just one of my really good friends has moved to Brazil, and like she was talking to me about the COP26. And she was telling me about all the things that were happening in Brazil. And she was like, oh, did you see it? And like, A, I'd come off Instagram, so I hadn't seen it. I may have been served that content. But then B, I was just like, no. Like, I don't think it was conversation. I didn't hear it in anyone's dialogue. And I feel like even just the global conversations that are happening that are probably going to affect where everyone is going to be in the next 20 years, I just think that in and of itself is just like a massive, like, era of society that we're not like. I think especially like younger generations are so much more globalized. Like the way that they do anything is like with a global mindset. They don't even know that they're doing it. Like I spoke to my 11-year-old nephew about something, and he was saying how he follows a brand Spanish TikTok because it's more funny. And I was like, do you understand it? No. So that's how like on a base level. They are just not looking at things through a like UK only or English only lens. And I think that's where things are going to really start shifting in quite an interesting way.
Wow. That'll be so interesting to see. Is it possible though to have like a global like lens for like solutions, creative solutions, if you're like a huge brand? Is it easier if you're like a smaller brand, do you think?
I think it would be hard as a smaller brand in some respects to be able to apply a global lens. That's where the big brands could be doing more work.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
But I think there are some like universal truths that you can do from a global lens. I think it was, I hate calling out brands irrelevantly, but I think it was Vaseline that may have done it. And it was like a hand like creaming, I think it was like a little black boy's face. And it was just like a very, you'd have, like if you know that you always got creamed as a little kid. And I just thought that is universally like to any person from the diaspora, just instantly get that. And I was like, that's a clever global storytelling campaign. And that's what you can do at a big level with the right people. And like that had to have come from like someone's personal experience that had influence within that organization. So that's the kind of stuff where I'm like, there could be some really exciting opportunities for big brands, but they need to get the right people in to like really genuinely be listening and like not this like nonsense energy that's come through.
No, I completely agree. And I think what you've actually said leads me to the next question that I had, in the sense that diversity is often sort of seen as a tick box exercise, if I'm being quite honest. And obviously, you know, with what's happening in the States at the moment, and obviously the knock-on effects here in the UK, I think is being felt, because I was on the IG and there were a lot of like influencers that were talking about the fact that like it was like Black History Month and there was just like nothing. Like literally you wouldn't have even known that it was Black History Month.
So true.
How do you help sort of brands to make inclusion more authentic and embedded, rather than, you know, a campaign sort of add on a last minute, you know, addition and afterthought in that way?
I would say this is all legit and very true. Like October was basically ghost town from the brands. But I predicted that was going to happen. It's with everything, right? Like 2020, 2021, everyone decided to wake up and realize Black people existed and that they had their struggle and yada, yada, yada. And everyone went so far to like over indexing on like, in my opinion, a lot of BS of just like overdoing it. Everything had to be like, everything had to have representation to the point of like, it was disingenuous.
Yes, it was.
And then in this whole kind of US move where they've had like a massive pullback, and everyone knows the US is like a more polarized version of the UK, so that makes sense. So for them to now kind of like pull back on all of those metrics, I think is interesting. But for me, working with brands, I have never ever tried to put something in for the sake of it. I genuinely think it is not the smartest way to do it, but it is the way that you have to do it when you don't understand the communities you're speaking to. Is like you do it as a tick box exercise. Okay, now I've included someone who's gay. I've included someone who's like, please. So I actually just do it as like, genuinely, who are your community? Your community is always diverse. Yes, you are like showing at every stage, like every person can enjoy every single thing. Like I hate when people are like, Black people do X, or like you have to like rap if you're Black, or like I remember like back in the day being pulled into loads of pictures for like sportswear brands, and I was like, I don't actually wear that brand. Don't just assume I'm like obsessed with Stormzy. Right, but like don't think that that's just every Black person's storyline.
Of course.
And it's the same with like things like publishing books, like all of these areas where they've like, you have to have almost created a separate lane because there wasn't enough representation. It's just like all of these things are just because there's not enough thinking done at the top. So for me, it's actually an easy thing to pull in different voices, because I know that's actually like a true reflection of the people that are engaging with it.
Yeah.
It just takes them a little bit longer, and having the right people to like push them in a slightly different direction to get like really interesting results, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. I definitely agree. It'll be very interesting to see how the next couple of years go, because we are at this sort of critical point now where it's just like, and to be quite honest with you, I'm a little bit disappointed. Like, I always knew that obviously, you know, whatever was happening in the States, there'll be some sort of blowback from a UK lens, but I just didn't expect it to like this extent.
I think when that whole movement happened, there were a lot of people that felt silenced, who had never been silenced before in their entire lives.
Yeah.
And so there was always going to be a kickback from
Yeah, of
that.
course.
And the people that were silenced often held the keys to massive decisions. So
Yes.
everyone was doing what they needed to like almost appease the layer that they needed to. But like, it was never genuine.
Yeah.
So of course, this is kind of the repercussions of it. It's back to the point, really, that like the UK in and of itself will be way more diverse than these people are like ready to admit.
Agreed.
And so if you don't start appealing, like everyone's like Gen Z, it's like Gen Z.
No, it's beyond that.
It's beyond that. It's not an age demographic.
Exactly.
It's like, it's society. Society is way more multicultural, full stop.
Definitely agree.
So it's like that, it's going to start hurting them from a financial perspective if they don't get on board.
Yes.
That's when things are going to change.
Yes.
And it isn't about them just irrelevantly like doing it for the sake of it. They will feel it on their bottom line.
Yeah.
Then that will like influence it. So I'm like, I am feeling confident that the next generation will make sure that things will happen the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell already, like with the younger crowd, like they don't take any sort of like nonsense.
No.
So very interesting how that goes. So let's sort of bring it back to Accent Soul. So your mission is obviously to drive conversation, you know, cultural relevance and community. How do you balance those three when building a campaign that truly connects with people?
How do I balance all three?
Yeah. So conversation, cultural relevance, and community.
Yeah. Starts always with the community. Like, I think for a campaign to be truly successful, and it is hard to do, but for a campaign to be truly successful, you have to spend the time in the spaces that you're talking about. Like, you cannot just pretend that you understand it. Like, it takes, like, I would say my team are like in their own minds and the way that they operate, like anthropologists first. Like, everyone really, really cares. And they're all massive empaths. Like, we're a group of women at the moment, which, you know, hopefully there'll be some men joining in the near future. But like, we're a group of women that are all very like empathetic to each other's story and like to other people's plights. And it's like how we all connect. That's our thing. Like, our conversations on our away day are like deeply political, deeply like how this person could have been seen in a different light. And we're always talking like that. And I think that is really healthy to have critical thought and analysis. So we kind of bring that thinking in how we show up to build conversation. A lot of conversations for me are actually really obvious, but no one's bothered to like dig deeper or listen. Everyone kind of dictates as if they know without spending the time listening. And it's like a lot has to come from your own lived experiences because you have to move at such speed.
Agreed.
I think we're going to try and do something next year to make sure that we're able to carve out that initial time better so that we can do better work, in my opinion. So community culture, that's kind of like where we always start, but then that drives conversation essentially.
I love that. And obviously, you know, leading a company, having your own company, it's obviously incredibly inspiring, but I can imagine it's incredibly demanding as well.
Yeah.
What's been the hardest leadership lesson you've learned so far?
Woo! Oh,
I know.
I don't know where to start. That is one big old question for me. What's my hardest leadership?
Yep.
So much is challenging. I think the kind of leader that I want to be means that I I think the kind of leader I want to be meant that I wasn't carving out any space for myself in my own leadership method, right? Like I was like, I want to be an empath. I want to make sure everyone feels great. I want work-life balance. I want and actually, like, without an entire system that's already at play, which is the working world, changing, I was kind of like fighting this by just like sucking it all in internally. Like, so, you know, we do a 4-day work week. That actually was amazing for me, and like forever I will try and carve that out forever. But it actually meant that I was always working on a Friday, only me, which was kind of great because no one popped up, and I was like, this is quite nice quiet time. But like, you know, like lots of other founders are like, you're crazy. Like, you could have grown a lot quicker if you just changed that rule and all those other things. But I was just like, I was so desperate to, and I still am, to do things in a way that I'm just like, let's just rip it up. Let's just try something different. I'm always up for trying something new. So the leadership lessons I continuously learn is like doing things differently means doing things the harder way. And I think I am quite a moaner.
I love that.
My friends are literally like, oh my God, you literally moan about everything. I'm like, I do. It's so annoying. It's really...
When you moan is when you get solutions.
It's true. And I also just get it get it out of my system. Like, genuinely get over it. Like, people will be like, weren't you annoyed? I'm like, oh no, it's not that deep anymore. But like, I like to vent it out and I'm fine. But like, I think, from a leadership perspective, it's like not thinking I can do it all, not like getting people right. In fact, that's my biggest leadership lesson. People are everything. And
I agree more.
The hiring process, like getting people to understand your vision. They're like, how much you pour in, how much you don't, how you build them into the business. All of the people thing is, everyone says it and you're like, yeah. No, it is literally the most challenging thing.
It is.
And I really care about relationships and I really care about always like trying to do the best by anyone. And I think that in and of itself has been like a massive lesson. Like, how do you understand when someone isn't right for the company? For me, it took me quite a long time to be like, you know, like I spoke to so many people before I made any like big decisions on anything with people, because I'm just such a like, I'd never want someone to treat anyone poorly and all the other things. And I think you carry a massive burden, like being the leader that you want to be. And sometimes I like joke to my team, but I'm just like, you know, there's like loads of rich people that are doing the opposite to me. Who are like scathingly like, their shit, fire them. You know, just like, I'm running a really successful business and everyone knows it's toxic inside and yet everyone signs up and works with them. It's like, am I doing the wrong thing here?
No, you're doing the right thing. You are, because that's how you sort of like create like value over everybody else. And that's actually, I think it always puzzles me when companies like, you know, believe in this ethos, you know, hire fast, you know, fire faster. And it's just like, okay, you're just going to have like a rotating door of like people leaving, and like people like talk, you know.
But they still get employees.
Really? Oh, okay.
I know. It's because I think the whole, again, back to my whole thing, like the whole system needs to change. Like if I was a client and I was like trying to do work that was good, and I was like, it's all about culture and values, I would be like doing my research and my diligence to figure out if that's an agency that stands by that truth, or like speaking to different people. We have awards where people can win like the best culture, or the best I don't know, whatever the storyline is. Not, you don't dig that deep to really go any harder. You know, it's where everything's quite surface.
Yes, it is.
I'm not about. I'm like, to my own detriment. Like, I like to go deep on things, and I really like to care. I care a lot, and I think that has its negatives and positives. But you know, you can only be yourself.
Yeah, precisely. So looking back on your journey so far, specifically with that Accent Soul, is there a project or story that made you feel incredibly proud?
Yeah, do you know what? I actually genuinely will say there are so many things that make me proud about the agency. And I think in the like speed in which we operate, it is hard to like remind yourself of that. But I think like a question like this, I'm always just like, how do I distill it? Like, people are like, what's your favorite client that you work on? And I'm like, I like 9 times out of 10 wouldn't be in a client relationship if I didn't think that they were like good people.
Of course.
Like we do work with genuinely good people.
Yeah.
Yes, they can be like batshit at times, but like at the core of them, they're like intrinsically like they give a shit as well.
Yeah.
And I think that is like my red thread. Pieces of work. We've done a lot of work that I'm like incredibly proud of. I think the one that that always comes to mind for me is the work we did with Mentivity, which is like a youth centre in South London, and Spotify. So that was for me about Spotify saying, you know, we are a brand that is forever growing. We're a tech giant.
Yeah, of course.
Like, how do you connect to the younger generation in an authentic way? And in passing, they were just telling me about some of the other things they were doing. And I was like, actually, I think this stuff that you're doing on the youth club, which was not supposed to be like some project, is actually super interesting about what you are finding as a gap for you as a brand. There, like, if you just drill down where Spotify grew from, which for me as a millennial was like mind-blowing, that you could access all of this music on your phone, has that, you know, it's incredible. Like that was like a disruptive, genuine, innovative thing. And that now no one even thinks too much of it, right? Like that is crazy. But actually the artists that came through to support that wave for you as a young person growing up in the UK, a lot of them came from youth centres. And I was like, that's the connection for you to like dig deeper on. Like if you're investing in youth centres, which you should be, that is where like the magic has happened of like
course.
all of the British music was at its peak when there were those third spaces. Yeah. So I was like, let's go hard on that. So I came up with like a campaign around that, and we did like a short film. We worked with an amazing director whose dad actually still lived on the estate where the youth club had happened. We went hard on research. Like we did a lot of like, we're not really a late night agency at all, but like I was so passionate about it. I was just like, I'll work late. Like it doesn't matter about anybody else. Obviously everyone was like on it, but it was just like going through it. We had like a 6-week window. It was mental. Had a 6-week window, and I was just like, we need, the one thing they could have is like access to artists. So we went through their long list of artists, and then we were going through all of their interviews and being like, did you go to a youth club? Did you go to a youth club? Nice. So then when we went out to outreach to these people, because it was like a pro bono project, I say, it was like, we know that you had started off in this world, and it just snowballed in like a really positive way where like people were just happy to give their time, because they were like, this is a really important thing, and I'm proud that Spotify is doing something like this and the impact this is going to have on a younger generation. And that was amazing, like shooting the film, having the kids involved, seeing like it in real life. And I just think for me, all the things that I do, I don't like not being connected to the end result. And I feel like as a person that like has done their time on the shop floor and like then gone into like a head office of the same company, seeing how far apart those two things are, like I'm really passionate about getting back into the thick of things as much as I can. Otherwise I just don't think you have the right to like get involved the way that people beg they do, you know?
No, that makes a lot of sense.
So that was my passion project. And then obviously passion projects, we got paid for it. But we won like loads of awards with that as well. And it was like, that for me is like the kind of stuff that like, I just think it isn't about inclusivity. It's not about D&I. It's actually about things that genuinely make sense. And if it helps a local community, then why wouldn't you do it? That's
precisely
my thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to actually even find that connector as well. Like, okay, you know, the certain sort of musicians that you outreach to, they'd obviously, you know, experience, you know, hardships, and being reminded of that and then connecting that to a new generation. Like it's those connectors as opposed to, you know, everything is all bright and shiny and new and, you know, not really sort of digging deep. I love that. That's a really clever way of actually even approaching music as well, as opposed to just festivals and parties and booze and, you know,
but you know what? The flip of that is that we could be pegged as like not being fun as an agency.
Really?
Yeah, because we care like that deeply. And I think there are times like as an agency, it's really interesting for us because everyone wants quick return on investment. And I feel like the things that we do are like legacy building work. That for me is the exciting bit. Yes, you can do fun, but like it does something for like a flash in the pan. But as I said, I think it's like how you can mix high and low.
Yeah.
That is the like sweet spot of like being able to do good brand storytelling.
Definitely. And I have a final question, and it's about AI. I know I'm so cliche. I can't believe I'm so cliche. Like literally every single person is like shouting and screaming about AI. But I have to ask you. So obviously AI, it's huge right now, and people are looking for inventive ways of introducing it to their various industries. Restricting it, from a PR POV, how do you sort of balance technology with authenticity? What do you think the future of storytelling looks like, especially now that we have, like, for instance, like AI artists, and creatives, which is like incredibly scary.
Yeah. I've got so many thoughts on AI. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, what's my key takeaways? Okay, so my first thought on AI is I was not skeptical, but I was very intrigued by AI. Like my dad works in IT and has always been very tech forward.
Yeah.
So I've never been scared of anything technological.
Okay.
Doesn't mean I'm good at it. But I would say, I was intrigued.
Yeah.
The AI boom came at a time when I had just come back to work from having my daughter.
Yeah.
And as everybody would know, mum brain is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like writing emails that would have taken me like 5 seconds before, I was literally like trying to figure it out. And the only way I could say it is if I like voice noted it to like my team. So that was how I was getting a lot of my work done. I was just like, da da da. So AI came at a really interesting point when everyone was talking like, oh, it can just write your emails for you, da 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 da. And I was like, huh? So I started testing it out and I found it quite interesting. And I was like, this is quite helpful. I didn't know what my position was on it. And I was really like, before I was going to start talking nonsense to the team, that I'd be really clear on what our stance is around it. I hated the rhetoric that AI could replace a younger generation coming into the industry, which I was hearing so much. Like, why would you bother to hire a team? Why are you wasting money on a team? Why? You can do it with just AI. You make loads of money. Just like, I don't care for that one. So that's kind of what I was thinking. And then I wrote my team. I like kept writing loads of notes as I was going through this journey, having conversations with different people. We actually lost a pitch because we didn't have a clear enough stance on AI, which I thought was incredible. Like, and I got that feedback, and it was from an amazing woman, and she was like, you need to have an understanding of what you're trying to say as an agency around this. Like, that is like silly that you haven't thought of that. And I was like, wow, okay, I did not know I needed to go so anyway. So write this kind of like thoughts and feelings down to the team, and it was like, I think AI could be a feminist revolution. I think it could actually be that. So
in what way?
So I feel like there's a couple of things. Like, a lot of women specifically get pushed into a lot of admin, a lot of heavy lifting.
That's true.
A lot of like things that actually are quite restrictive, while often, like, you can even see it with creative directors and agencies. Like, I reckon the weighting is obviously towards men. Same with like strategy, same with the other thing. The thing that women are phenomenal at and have always been is like relationship building.
That is correct.
And if that is the core that is going to make you different from AI, like an AI bot, then this is great.
Okay.
Like, women should be on top out of this. Because actually what we should be doing is like, if AI is doing all the shit that no one can be bothered to do, we should be able to go out and build the relationships and then build an ecosystem that is actually going to like change it.
I love that.
So I was like, I had to pitch it hard to my team because like, a lot of them were like, I refuse. It's against my morals. I didn't work here for this. And I was like, guys, give me a break. But yeah, so I kind of went down that trajectory. And like, as an agency, like, the way that we look at it is use AI to do anything that's boring.
Yes.
Like, I don't want you wasting your time on like irrelevant back and forth emails, irrelevant like reporting when AI can pull it in 5 seconds. Like, that is stuff that we should 100%, I don't want to do it anyway. So get rid of it. Then spend your time doing the things that you care about, reading things, understanding stuff, going to meet people, immersing yourself in different spaces. Like, that is what I want us to be doing. That's what we should be paid to be doing. So yeah, that's kind of the vibe for that. And then from a client perspective, it's like every client's obsessed with like, oh, how do we do this? And it's like, I've got a very clear position about how they need to like, for me, AI is going to force everyone to co-create is going to be community first.
Yep.
More than ever.
Yep.
So now, like, for me, our proposition is even stronger.
Yes.
Like, actually, thank you, Ayla.
Yeah.
You have caused a feminist revolution. So yeah, I feel like if you're actually bothering to engage in the communities and all of the fringes, then you're going to actually infiltrate Reddit, the other like little Discord channels, which then actually makes you appear higher in the LLMs. So arguably, we've cracked the code.
Oh, I love your take. I love that. I'm actually going to be using that now going forward. That's my new positioning.
Here to help.
You've given sort of brilliant responses, and obviously now we understand you professionally. So it's now time to sort of switch hats. The first question, one word that defines you.
Ambitious.
One word your closest friend would use to describe you.
Passionate.
One word that motivates you every morning.
Can't.
One word that makes you feel unstoppable.
One word that makes me feel energy.
One word that shaped your journey.
Storytelling.
Oh, I love that. One word you would love to hear more.
Yes.
Don't we all?
I want to be surrounded by yes people. I don't really, but I would like to hear that more.
Well, one word you want to be known for.
Change.
One word that fuels your creativity.
Disrupt.
One word that feels like a red flag.
Failed.
Love that. And that is the end of that round.